श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So we are continuing with the lecture which we had to stop in between in Rishikesh. Okay. So the previous lectures are there as audio, and since the place where we stayed in Rishikesh didn't have any internet, so it was difficult for the possibility of this video class, etc. And since this place which we stay now in Tirthamalai has this possibility of internet, we decided to have this class on alternate days as video class also. Okay. So now we are in second chapter of A2S46-A2S47. This is a very beautiful commentary by Madhusudana Bhagavan. Okay. So we are in 46th shloka. Okay. Now he says, we have seen the shloka, we will see it once more, no problem. Nata evam shankaniyam sarva kamana parityagena karma kurvan aham taihi karma janitaihi anandaihi vanchitasyamiti. See, what did Bhagavan say? That we have to see. Traigunya vishaya vedaha nistraigunya bhavarjuna nirdvando nitya sattvasto niryogakshema atman. Become established in the self. Don't be attached to these karmas which give the three types of results. This is what Bhagavan said. Bhagavan wanted him to give up attachment for these three kinds of results. Now, that is where the doubt is. Nata evam shankaniyam. Don't doubt this. Sarva karmana parityagena. If I give up all the attachment to the karmas, then do you mean I have to give up the karmas? No. Karma kurvan, by giving up the attachment to the karmas and performing the karma as a duty, taihi karma janitaihi anandaihi vanchitasyam, I will be deprived of, cheated of the result which will be produced by those karmas, which will be generated by those karmas. Why should I be? See, it is me who did the karma, and I have the eligibility, I have the rights to enjoy the results of those karmas. Now, as you say, if I give up that attachment to those results and then I perform those karmas, then I will be cheated of these results. Why should I be? So, for that Bhagavan says, Yasmat, you should have to give up because, Yasmat. Why? Because, Yavan arthaudapani sarvatas samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Yavan arthaha udapani sarvataha samplita udake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Yavan arthaha udapani. Yavan arthaha. There is a visarga which is hidden there. Yavan arthaha. Don't change it. There is a visarga which is hidden there. Okay. Yavan arthaha. Whatever is the result, yavan artha, whatever is the result, how much soever big it may be, udapane, which you can gain through the water stored in pot, bucket, etc. Okay. See, you have some vessels in which you have stored some water. You have vessels in which you have stored water. Now, okay, I have a bucket full of water. What can I use that water for? I can use it for bathing. I can use it for washing my clothes. I can use it for brushing my teeth. I can use it for cooking, drinking. Good, very good. So, yavanartha udapani, whatever may be the use which you can put this water to, sarvata sampludodake tavan. All that can be gained through the water in a reservoir. Sampluta udake, a place where udaka, water is abundant. Sampluta, abundant. Okay. Now, sarveshu vedeshu. Similarly, whatever is the result which is enjoined through the Vedas, sarveshu vedeshu, all the Vedas, Brahmanasya Vijanatha, all of them can be enjoyed by the one who knows the self. Brahmanasya. Brahmanasya means the one who knows the self. Vijanatha, knower, the knower of self, for him that is possible. Udapani. Udapani means Kshudra Jalashe. Udapani means Shudra means limited. Okay, Shudra, cheap or limited. In a limited Jalashe, storage place. Jala Ashaya means Jala means water. Ashaya means storage. So, the place where you store water, bucket, etc. Limited storage of water. Now, wait. You said bucket, pots, vessels, tank, etc. So, I have water stored in different vessels. It's not one. There are multiples. And according to the Sanskrit grammar, it should be in plural. It should not be in singular. Now, you are saying Udapani in singular. You should say it in plural. So, he says, Jatau Ekavachanam. Bhagavan says, water instead of waters, plural, because he is bringing it all as a class. One class, water class, over. So, he is grouping it as a water. That is water, right? This is also water. So, let us call it water. No water. So, yavan artha yavat snanapanadi prayojanam bhavati sarvatah sampludodake mahati jalashe tavan artho bhavati eva. He is explaining. Yavan means, yavan artha means yavat yavat snanapanadi prayojanam bhavati. Yavan artha means whatever you put this water to. Whatever use you put this water to. So, sarvata samplutodake mahati jalashe. Sarvata samplutodake means a place which is filled with water, a big reservoir. In that, tavanattu bhavateva. All those use will be taken care of. You use this pot water for drinking, you can use that reservoir. We are talking of good palatable water, drinking water, not sea, ocean. Okay, so this big pond, you can use that water for bathing, you can use it for washing your clothes, you can use it for cooking, you can use it for drinking. All that can be done here with this water also. Yata hi parvata nirjaraha sarvantah kvachid upatyakayam ekatra milanti tatra pratyekam jayamanam udaka prayojanam samudite sutara bhavati sarvesham nirjaranam ekatraiva kasaro antarbhavat. Yathahi. So he says yathahi, like parvata nirjaraha. Parvata nirjaraha means from the ocean. Nirjaraha means that which flows from the hill, from the mountain, that which flows. The water flows from the mountain, the streams. Okay, so those streams, sarvataha sravantaha, it is not flowing from one place, it is flowing from different places in the mountain. So that kvachit upatyakayam, a beautiful word, kvachit upatyakayam. there is a word called Upatyakaya. Upatyakaya means, see, first let us understand what the situation is now. We have mountain. So the mountain top is not sharp tipped, though it may look like a sharp tipped edges. It is not so. You can see that in Tiruvannamalai mountain, when you see, it's a sharp edge. But when you go up there, there is a platform on which they keep this vessel, big drum kind of vessel, on Kartika Purnima day. So there is a place for keeping that vessel. I had been there to that hilltop. Now, that is a plain surface. Now, there is another plain surface which is not on the hill but below, next to the hill, like this place, this ashram place. We have a mountain, next to mountain, this is a plain ground. Now, so there are two plain grounds, one on the top of the mountain, the other on the bottom of the mountain. Upatyakaya means the plains on the bottom, on the ground, on the that which is close to the mountain. Okay, Upatyakaya ekatra milanti. So the water which flows in the mountain, they come down, that stream that comes down, and they are collected in one place, in a pond which is on the ground level. Okay, tatra pratyekam jayamanam udaka prayojanam samudite sutaram bhavati sarvesham nirjaranam ekatraiva kasaro antarbhavat. So whatever is the use which you put each of those water streams to, that all that will be taken care of by this kasara also. Kasara is another beautiful word. Kasare antarbhavat means kasara. Kasara is another beautiful word. Kasara. See, kam is one word. Kam. Ka im. Kam. That is one word. Kam, normally in Vedantic parlance, kam is kam brahma, kham brahma. There is a statement in Vedas. Kam means Brahman. Okay, kam means Brahman. Kam akasham, akasham. Kam means space, ether. Okay. Third, kam sukham. Kam means bliss, happiness. So we have kam, which is Brahman. We have kam, which is a space. We have kam, which is a bliss. Now, this is another kam. The same kam is used in another meaning, water. Kasya, kasya, kam, six case, kasya, ka, six cases, kasya. So, kasya, kasya means water, of that water. Asaraha, asaraha means reservoir. Asaraha means where you have collected that water. That kasara antarbhavat, kasare antarbhavat. In that kasara, in that place where you have collected those water from these different streams, that is taken. All those usage which you, all the use which you put those streams to, can be taken care of by this collected water also. एवं सर्वेषु वेदेषु वेदोक्तेषु काम्यकर्मसु यावानर्थो हैरण्यगर्भ आनन्दपर्यन्तः तावान् विजानत ब्रह्मतत्त्वं साक्षात्कृतवतः ब्राह्मणस्य ब्रह्मभूषो भवति एव इति. What does it say? Evam. Similarly, so that is example. The water which comes in the stream, each of those streams, whatever use you put it to, that can be taken care of by this collected water also in the reservoir. Okay. Similarly, evam. Similarly, sarveshu vedeshu. Sarveshu vedeshu means in all the Vedas, means vedokteshu kamya karmasu. In those kamya karmas, sarveshu vedeshu means in all the Vedas. In all the Vedas means all the kamya karmas which are enjoined in the Vedas. Kamya karmas, we know the karmas which are performed by desire propelled actions. Okay. Now yavan artho, whatever is the use, yavan artha, whatever is the result you gain through those kamya karmas. So kamya karma, you can gain rain, you can gain progeny, whatever. So the maximum result which you can gain is Hiranyagarbha Ananda Paryanta, the bliss which is equivalent to Hiranyagarbha's bliss. In the scale of bliss, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Ananda Mimamsa, there he discusses about the scale of bliss. First takes human bliss. There again, the 100th multiplied that normal human beings happiness into 100, that is the happiness which an emperor gains. That you multiply the Pitru gains. That you multiply it to 100, Karma Deva gets. There Ajana Deva gains. There Gandharva gains. Like that, there are multiples of hundreds. This bliss. So the ultimate bliss is Brahmana Ananda, the bliss of the self. Before that bliss of the self, there is a one state, Hiranyagarbhananda. So the bliss of Hiranyagarbha, that is what he is talking about. Hiranyagarbhananda, that Ananda which is experienced by Hiranyagarbha is Hiranyagarbha Ananda. The Ananda which is experienced by Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is firstborn. Hiranyagarbha is a firstborn. Hiranyagarbha. Hiranya means Hiranya. Hiranya means gold. Garbha means in the womb. In the golden womb. That which is born out of that golden womb, that golden egg, that firstborn Hiranyagarbha, his bliss, whatever it is, Tavan. That is the ultimate you can gain through the karmas. Okay? So he says, Tavan Vijanataha. That the one who knows what? Brahma Tattvam, knows the absolute self. Sakshat Krita. Knows means one who has gained immediate knowledge of that. Sakshat Kirtavataha, one who has seen means one who has gained immediate knowledge of that absolute self. Brahmanasya. Brahmanasya means Brahma Bhushoho. Brahmana, let's keep that word aside. Brahma Bhushoho. Brahma Bhavitum Ichuhu Brahma Bhushoho. So Brahma Bhushoho. Bhushuhu. Bhushuhu means one who desires to become. Jigyasu means one who desires to gain knowledge. Okay? Like that, Bhushu means one who desires to become. Become what? Brahma. Brahma Bhushoho. The one who desires to become that Brahman, he gains. So, Brahmana means, Brahmanasya means he is not taking it as literally the Brahmin caste. See, there are 4 classes, we know. We have seen that in the first chapter itself. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. There is a big confusion. We have to understand this clearly. Because this word Brahmana is interpreted as Sannyasinaha by Bhagavan Bhashyakara. Bhagavan Bhashyakara takes this word and interprets it as Sannyasi. And in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Bhashya, he clearly says only Brahmins are eligible for sannyasa. Only Brahmins are eligible for sannyasa. So there is no big deal in accepting the Brahmana to be sannyasa or sannyasa as a Brahmin. Okay? But in the same Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in the same place, Sureshwaracharya Bhagavan says, since all the 3 varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, are eligible for performing the karmas, they definitely have eligibility to give up those karmas. Okay? So, there he brings on that. But another thing, in the Vekachudamani Bhashya of Sringeri Acharya, there Chandrasekhara Bharati Swami So he says very clearly, why is this word Brahmana used? Brahmana is used because he is the one who is very closest to the Brahman. How? Because of the purity. Because of the purity of heart. Everyone who is born in whatever class, whatever varna, they will definitely have the affliction or the problems of those varnas, whatever it may be. A Kshatriya, a person born in Kshatriya family, he may have taken the sannyasa. Still, you ask one thing, he will kill you. Suddenly he will become angry. One thing is, I am just saying something. If you touch his button, then he will get angry. So, that is the class. That is what you are born with. This is a problem. See, people say, Bru Varani is a root word. Varna means Varna ashrama, we say. Varna comes from this root word, Bri Varane. Bru means, Bru is the root word, Varane is the meaning. To choose. People think you can choose to become a Brahmin. Yes, true, but not in this Brahmin or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra, anything. No, not in this life. You cannot choose, you can choose, true, but not in this very life to become a Brahmin from another class. No. You can choose to be a Brahmin or Kshatriya by performing all those good deeds in this birth to become someone in the next birth, not in this very birth. You cannot choose to become someone else in this very birth. No, but there is another confusing statement. In Vishnu Smriti, there is a statement. Janmana jayate shudraha samskara dvija uchyate. There is a statement. This is an ambiguous statement. Janmana jayate shudraha. A person, janmana jayate, by birth, janmana jayate, he is born as shudra. A person is born as shudra. Samskarat dvija uchyate. By performing the proper actions said in the samskara, the proper purificatory rites prescribed in the Vedas, he becomes a Brahmin, Kshatriya, etc. Otherwise, everyone is a Shudra. That is what Smriti says. But wait, Manusmriti very clearly says, Janmana jayate Brahmanaha samskara dvijauchyate. Now, how do you understand this? See, I will give an example. There are two boys who are born at the same time, almost, neighbors. So, what they do is, they go to a river bed. Now these people, they take risk to take a good selfie, right? So, these two idiots, they do that same stupid thing. They go to a river and stand in midst of that water and take a selfie. Suddenly, they have released the water and they get washed off. They are both dead. Now, the thing is, both are Brahmins, okay? Both are not initiated into sacred thread. One is initiated into sacred thread, whereas the other is not. Now, this one who is initiated into the sacred thread will be burned. Whereas the other boy who is also of the same age, since he is not initiated into sacred thread, will not be burned but will be buried. Because he has not gained the samskara, the qualification to be burnt. In Hinduism, we don't burn everyone or we don't bury everyone. There is a class and a difference. We burn some people, we bury some people. Right? Now, here, we don't burn sannyasis, we bury sannyasis. We bury sannyasis, or we just drop them in the midst of forest, or we put them in water, etc. In Ganges, we just put them in a box and drop them in Ganges. Anyway, so through this purificate rites, he becomes a dvija, twice born. Dvija, ja means born. Okay. Dvi means twice. So twice born. He is born twice. Born twice means a second birth. Sacred thread is a second birth. And that is a very clearly mentioned in the Vedas. Whom should gain this? Ashtavarshau Brahmano Upaniyeta Tamadhyapayita. Ashtavarshi Brahmano Upaniyeta. At the age of 8, perform this Upanayana Samskara. Upanayita means perform this Upanayana Samskara. Put him the sacred thread. Upanayana means the sacred thread. Put him the sacred thread. Initiate him into the sacred thread. And then teach him the Vedas. For teaching the Vedas, the primary qualification is to be initiated into sacred thread. Okay? There it is said only for the males, not the females, not the ladies. It's only for the boys, not for the girls. The sacred thread ceremony. Okay? So, now, if everyone is born as a, remember, if everyone is born as a Shudra, how can the Vedas say, initiate this Brahmin boy at the age of 8 into the sacred thread ceremony and then teach him. Initiate this boy who is born in a Kshatriya class, warrior class, and then teach him. Initiate this boy who is born in a Vaishya class at the age of 12 around, and then initiate him. So this is not possible if we don't accept the class by birth. Okay? Another thing, Bhagavan himself has said, this is all confusion. We have to understand what the truth is, otherwise we will be more stupid than the others. This is the problem. We want to say, I am Hindu, and but we don't understand what Hinduism is. We blabber and get into bigger problems. Okay? Understand. So now, this what Bhagavan says, Chatur Varnyam Maya System Guna Karma Vibhagataha. I created this 4 classes. These 4 classes were created by me. Maya system, they are created by me. Guna Karma Vibhagata, according to one's character and according to one karma, action. So they say it is not just by birth one becomes a Brahmin, by character also one becomes Brahmin. This Bhagavan will be surprised. Did I say that? So understand the meaning. In Bhagavad Gita Bhashya I have explained this. In the same class, a Brahmin, if you are born as a Brahmin, you can either be a Brahmin by being a priest or doing priestly jobs, or you can be a commander in chief and all that, taking up military positions, Brahmin Kshatriya. You are born as a Brahmin but you are doing a job of a Kshatriya. You can be a CEO or something and do business, Brahmin Vaishya, or you can do menial jobs, Brahmin Shudra. That is how this class system is explained by Bhagavan. Not according to this and according to that you can become Brahmin. No. So understand these complications. Okay. So Brahmanasya means a person who desires to become Brahman. Because this word Brahmana, when we explain, how do we explain? Brahma janati veti iti va Brahmana. One who knows Brahman is Brahmana. That is how we explain normally. Brahman, we explain it as a Veda. Brahma is not Brahma. Brahman is Veda. If you accept it to be Brahma, then with Brahman, if you are bringing in this suffix an, tadadhite tad Veda, one who knows and one who studies, both are given this suffix an. And because of that, some changes take place and it produces not Brahmana, but it produces a word Brahma. Brahma, not Brahmana. So that is not what we are interested in. Okay. So anyway, that is Sanskrit. Shudra Anandanam Brahma Ananda Amshatvat Tatra Shudra Anandanam Antarbhavat. See, all the small happiness are part of that bigger happiness. It can be all put in that same bracket of that bigger happiness. So it's in that matrix of bigger happiness. So there is no big deal here. How do you know? How can you say that? So for that he says, Yetaseva anandasya anyani bhutani matram pajivanti. Iti shrutehe. The Shruti very clearly says, this bliss of the self is what each individual jiva, bhutani, individual jiva is experiencing in a small portion. Anantasya anyani bhutani, of this bliss, anyani bhutani, all these beings, matram upajivanti. Matra means a small tiny portion. All these jivas, they experience a small tiny portion of that absolute bliss. Ekasya api anandasya avidya kalpita taddat upadhi parichedam adaya amshamshivad yapadeha akashasiva ghatadi avacheda kalpanaya. See, how many Brahman is there? There is only one Brahman. If there is only one Brahman, how can that one Brahman be part and whole, and the same Brahman be part? Whole and part. How can that one Brahman be whole as well as part? So we say, no, like there is one man, he is a father to son, but he is a son to his father. A same person is transacted in two different ways, and he is transacting in two different ways, at least, right? Similarly, or the spaces, how many spaces are there? Space is one, non-dual. So that space, if it is limited by this room, it is called as this room space. If it is limited by that room, it is called as that room space. If it is limited by one pot in this room, it is called as this room's pot space. If it is limited by the pot of that room, it is said as the pot space of that room. And if there are 100 pots in this room, this pot space, that pot space, that pot space, like that, you differentiate each pot space from each other, where the space is one. So similarly, according to the limiting adjunct upadhi, the limiting adjunct, this one absolute self is seen as different because of the ignorance. The self is not different, but the limiting adjuncts are different. But because of our ignorance, we see that limiting adjunct to be the self. So this Vaishnava cannot come and say, oh, you are accepting the same thing as we say. We say Vishnu is absolute and we are all a small part of him. No, that is not what we say here, sir. Tatacha nishkama karmabhihi shuddhanta karanasya tattaya आत्म ज्ञान उदये परब्रह्मानंद प्राप्ति स्यात् तथा च निष्काम कर्मभिः. So therefore निष्काम कर्मभिः तृतीया बहुवचन निष्काम कर्मभिः, through the act of performing the actions without desire, Shuddha Antakaranasya, one who has gained purity of heart, that person who is of pure heart, Taya Atma Jnana Udaye, because of that pure heart, he gains the knowledge of absolute self, then Parabrahma Ananda Prapti, he gains the absolute bliss of the self. Syat. Tattaya eva तथा एव च सर्वानंद प्राप्तौ न क्षुद्रानंद प्राप्ति निबंधन वैयग्र्य अवकाशः. Similarly, when one gains, in this situation, when one gains that absolute bliss, sarvananda prapto, when one gains that absolute bliss, then kshudra ananda prapti nibandhana, the the bliss which is limited, Vaigrata means being involved in the act which will give you small happiness, na avakashaha. There is no possibility. There is no possibility of this person being involved in acts which will give him small happinesses when he is enjoying the abundance of happiness, the unlimited happiness. Okay? Ataha, therefore, Paramananda Prapakaya Tattvajnanaya Nishkama Karmani Kuru iti abhipraya. Therefore, to gain that absolute self, to gain that absolute bliss, to gain that absolute self, to gain the knowledge of absolute self, Nishkama Karmani, perform the karmas without any attachment. Kuru, perform. That's the order. Perform. This is the idea of Bhagavan. Atra yatha tatha bhavati iti padatraya adhyaharo yavantavan iti padadvaya anushangascha dashtandike drashtavya. See, yatha tatha bhavati, these three words, yatha tatha, as, therefore, bhavati is a verb. So these three words under yavantavan, as much, that much. This also should be, this word is accepted in the example. Whatever be the use, yavan, whatever be the use, you put this limited water, tavan, those use you can gain through this unlimited water. Similarly, that is said with respect to the example. With respect to the exemplified also you should use the same two words. Whatever be the result of these limited karmas, those results can be gained through this absolute bliss also. So, it's all in that, limited in that. That is the idea there. Kuru iti abhipraya. No, fine. Nishkama karma bihi atma jnanam sampadya parama ananda prapti kriyate. Ched आत्मज्ञानमेव तर्हि सम्पाद्यं किं बहु आयासैः कर्मभिः बहिरंगसाधनभूतैः इति आशंक्याः. Very valid doubt, he says. Okay, you are given a choice. You can either sit without doing anything and eat happily, or you can claim this whole unnecessarily and eat after becoming tired. Which one will you choose? I don't have to do anything. Nothing. Whatever you want, you can get here. Yes, choice A. That is the easiest choice which everyone will choose. If you don't have to do anything and there is no trouble because of that, then you are interested in that. I am in. Right? So, we will not choose the second option where you have to work hard to experience only a part of this. Right? So, he is asking, a very smart kid, he is asking Arjuna, what? Nishkama. He is thinking, that is what Bhagavan sees. Okay, now this is what he is thinking. Right? He says, Nishkama karma bihi. Through performance of these actions without any attachments, Atma Jnanam Sampadya. If I gain the knowledge of the self and through that Paramananda Prapti Kriyate che. If I am going to gain that absolute bliss, then Atma Jnanam eva tari Sampadyam. I should have to gain that absolute bliss, the knowledge of the self. Kim bahu ayasaihi karmabihi. Why should I perform these karmas which are only trouble? Bahu ayasa means too much of trouble. Why should I undergo so much of trouble performing the karmas instead of gaining the knowledge? Iti bahiranga sadhana bhutai, and that is not even antaranga sadhana. See, there are two types of sadhanas. One is antranga sadhana, internal sadhana. The other is external sadhana. These karmas are external sadhana. Studying shastra, serving guru, etc. are accepted to be internal sadhana. Okay? So he says, why should I perform that external sadhana instead of directly gaining this result of absolute bliss? So iti ashinkya. Seeing this doubt in Bhagavan, in Arjuna said, Bhagavan says, I'll answer. Karman eva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhuhu ma te sango asva karmani. Karman eva adhikara te tava ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetuhu bhuhu ma te sango astu akarmani. Okay, so you have right only to perform the karma as a duty. Karmanyeva adhikarate, you have right only to perform the karmas. Ma phaleshu kadachana, never you have right for enjoying the results. Ma phaleshu, ma karma phala hetubuhu, and not also be attached to the means of that happiness. Okay? And not just that. Te sango akarmani, don't be attached to the non-performance of action also. Why should I? Okay, if I am not going to be attached to the result of the karma, if I should not be attached to the results of the karma, why should I perform the karma? Let me not perform the karma. So don't be this person who is not performing the karmas. Because everybody should perform karmas which Bhagavan himself has established. So he says, karmanyeva adhikarate. We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.